Rain pressed softly against the window, blurring the city lights into streaks of gold and amber. Ayaan sat alone in his dim apartment, staring at the glow of his laptop screen. The silence around him felt heavier than usual, filled with memories he had spent years trying to forget. His fingers hovered over the keyboard, trembling slightly, as if they carried the weight of unspoken words. It had been 5 years since he last heard her voice. Life had changed in ways he never imagined. Once a passionate musician with dreams of filling concert halls, Ayaan now worked as a sound engineer for a local radio station. The job paid the bills but left his heart untouched. Music, once his sanctuary, had become a painful reminder of everything he had lost. That evening, while organizing old audio files, he stumbled upon a forgotten email draft. Attached to it was a link he had never opened. Curiosity nudged him, and with a hesitant breath he clicked on it. A video appeared on the screen. The thumbnail alone was enough to send a shiver down his spine. It showed a familiar park bench beneath a blooming jacaranda tree. His pulse quickened as he pressed play. Soft piano notes filled the room, followed by a voice he would recognize even in a lifetime of silence. "Hello, Ayaan," the voice said gently. "If you're watching this, it means I finally found the courage to send it." It was Sara. Memories rushed back with overwhelming force. He remembered the first time they met at a small open mic night. She had been sitting in the front row, her eyes closed as he sang, completely absorbed in the music. After the performance, she approached him with a shy smile and told him that his song felt like home. From that moment, their lives became inseparably intertwined. Sara had been more than just his partner. She was his inspiration. She encouraged him to pursue his dreams, believed in his talent even when he doubted himself, and filled his life with a warmth he never thought possible. Together, they planned a future that revolved around music, travel, and a shared belief in the beauty of simple moments. But fate had other plans. The video continued, Sara's face illuminated by soft sunlight. She looked thinner than he remembered, yet her eyes retained the same depth and sincerity. "I know you must be wondering why I disappeared," she said, her voice steady but laced with emotion. "I owed you an explanation, but I was too afraid. Afraid of hurting you, of becoming a burden." Ayaan felt his chest tighten. He remembered the day she left. There had been no warning, no goodbye, just a brief note, saying she needed time and that he deserved a life free from complications. The suddenness of her departure had shattered him, leaving behind a void that nothing could fill. "I was diagnosed with a rare heart condition," Sara continued. "The doctor said I needed immediate treatment, and even then, there were no guarantees. I didn't want you to watch me suffer. You had dreams to chase, and I couldn't bear the thought of being the reason you gave them up." Tears blurred Ayaan's vision. Anger and sorrow intertwined within him. All those years of confusion and pain suddenly found their explanation. Yet the revelation only deepened his sense of loss. "I recorded this video before my surgery," Sara said softly. "I asked my sister to send it to you only if I didn't make it or if I lost the courage to reach out myself." Ayaan's breath caught in his throat. "If you're watching this, it means I'm no longer there to say these words in person," she continued. "But I want you to know that loving you was the most beautiful part of my life. You taught me how to dream, how to feel, and how to believe in something greater than fear." The video shifted to a montage of moments they had shared, laughing in the rain, composing songs together, dancing clumsily in the kitchen. Each image felt like a fragment of a life that had been stolen from him. "I have one last request," Sara said as the montage faded. "Please don't let my absence silence your music. Promise me that you will continue to create, to sing, and to share your gift with the world. Let our story live through your melodies." The screen went dark. Ayaan sat motionless, the echoes of her voice lingering in the stillness. Grief surged through him, but beneath it, he felt something else, a gentle awakening, like the first rays of dawn after a long night. For years, he had buried his pain beneath routine and resignation. Now, Sara's words stirred a forgotten spark within him. He realized that by abandoning his music, he had also abandoned a part of her. That night, he retrieved his old guitar from the back of a dusty closet. The strings were slightly rusted, but as his fingers brushed against them, a familiar warmth spread through him. He began to play, hesitantly at first, then with growing confidence. The melody that emerged was raw and emotional, shaped by years of longing and unspoken love. Days turned into weeks as Ayaan immersed himself in composing. He poured his heart into every note, transforming his grief into something profoundly beautiful. The process was both painful and healing, allowing him to confront emotions he had long suppressed. One evening, while performing at the same open mic venue where he had first met Sara, Ayaan noticed a woman standing near the entrance. She bore a striking resemblance to Sara, though her demeanor was more reserved. After his performance, she approached him with tear-filled eyes. "You must be Ayaan," she said softly. "I'm Aisha, Sara's sister." Ayaan felt a surge of emotions as they sat down to talk. Aisha explained that Sara had survived the surgery but faced a long and difficult recovery. During that time, overwhelmed by guilt and fear, she chose not to reconnect with Ayaan, believing he had moved on. Tragically, complications arose a year later, and Sara passed away. "She listened to your songs until the very end," Aisha said, handing him a small envelope. "She wanted you to have this when the time felt right." Inside the envelope was a letter written in Sara's delicate handwriting. "My dearest Ayaan, if you're reading this, it means destiny has reunited our paths in some way. I want you to know that I never stopped loving you, not for a single moment. But love sometimes requires letting go, even when it breaks your heart. I believe that music has the power to transcend time and space. Through your songs, a part of me will always remain with you. Live fully, love deeply, and never be afraid to embrace happiness again. Forever yours, Sara." Ayaan clutched the letter to his chest, tears streaming down his face. Yet for the first time in years, his tears were not solely of sorrow. They carried a sense of gratitude for the love he had experienced and the strength it had given him. Inspired by Sara's memory, Ayaan completed an album dedicated to their story. The music resonated deeply with listeners, touching hearts with its authenticity and emotional depth. His performances became more than just concerts. They were celebrations of love, resilience, and the enduring power of human connection. During one of his shows, as the audience swayed to the final song, Ayaan felt an overwhelming sense of peace. He realized that while Sara was no longer physically present, her essence lived on through his music and the countless lives it touched. After the performance, he stepped outside into the cool night air. The sky was clear, dotted with shimmering stars. Closing his eyes, he whispered a silent thank you, feeling as though Sara was listening from somewhere beyond the visible world. Years later, Ayaan established a foundation in Sara's name, supporting young musicians and individuals battling heart conditions. Through this initiative, he ensured that her legacy extended far beyond their personal story, inspiring hope and creativity in others. On the anniversary of her passing, Ayaan returned to the park bench beneath the jacaranda tree. The blossoms fell gently around him, painting the ground in shades of violet. He strummed his guitar softly, playing the melody that had first brought them together. As the final note faded, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, carrying with it a sense of serenity. Ayaan smiled, feeling an unspoken connection that transcended time and loss. He understood now that love was not defined by presence or absence, but by the lasting impact it left on the soul. Sara had taught him that even in the face of heartbreak, life held the potential for renewal and meaning. Rising from the bench, Ayaan took one last look at the tree before walking away, his heart lighter than it had been in years. The pain of the past had transformed into a quiet strength, guiding him toward a future filled with purpose and hope. And as he disappeared into the evening, the melody of his song lingered in the air, a timeless testament to a love that, though touched by tragedy, had ultimately given birth to something profoundly beautiful and enduring.